let's get back to the Monday night matchup between the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills. I was talking about Aaron Rodgers and his injury, and basically, and I got it right here. Rodgers was in for 5 snaps, and 4 plays is where he was pressured, and then the Achilles injury happened. And so, like I was saying, as a Packers fan, I've watched Aaron Rodgers be the quarterback of my team for multiple years, and when he laid back down on the turf, I instantly thought, oh, this is something serious. This is something significant. That's not usually what he does. So they take him off the field, and initially you on Twitter, you on social media, you hear people talking about it's an ankle injury. And so I was thinking if it's an ankle injury, that's the best case scenario for the Jets, because that means even if he's out, he's not going to be out for significant time. He's not going to be out for the season. He may be out for 3, 6, 7 weeks, and maybe he can come back in the second half of the season. And they even show Aaron Rodgers on. When he did it, what made it real for me is when he got on the cart. When he got on the cart, and I'm like, wait, this is way more serious than what they're telling us. This is way more serious than what they're telling us. And so they had a boot on his ankle, so everyone's thinking it's an ankle injury, and obviously it was something way more significant than that. And when it comes to Aaron Rodgers and whether or not Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to bounce back. And by the way, let me read. Aaron Rodgers did go on IG. He went on IG, and this is what he said on his IG post that he posted in his first remarks since the injury. He said, quote, "Thank you to every person that has reached out, called, text, DM, connected through a friend. It's meant a lot. Try to get back. I'm completely heartbroken and moving through all of the emotions, but deeply touched and humbled by the support. Please keep me in your thoughts and prayers as I begin the healing process." And he also ends with, "The night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise again." This was Aaron Rodgers on Instagram. But honestly, when people ask the question, do you believe, because everyone's been asking all week, do you believe Aaron Rodgers is going to bounce back and play again? I honestly do not know. I honestly do not know. The reason why I don't know is because Aaron Rodgers is all over the place, and his feelings vary day to day. Like, this was a guy who said at the end of the season last year, when he went into his darkness retreat, he came out of the retreat and he was thinking about retirement. Remember this. And then it seemed like once he found out about the Packers and the Packers being ready to move on, then he wanted to play football again. So Aaron Rodgers, he's all over the place day to day with his feelings. So we don't know if he's going to want to play again. We don't know. Like everyone's talking about how, and I never had a significant serious injury. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But the Achilles rehab and coming back from that type of injury, all players have talked about is how hard the rehab is and the recovering process. Like, it is a daunting, it's daunting what he has in front of him. It's daunting, and it's something that you got to wonder, like, the path to him to get back to being 100%. It's going to be a long path. It's a daunting road that he has ahead of him. And so he's already a Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, definitely one of the better throwers of the football that we've ever seen, 4-time NFL MVP. He won a Super Bowl in 2010, won NFL Super Bowl MVP. So he has nothing else to prove. Aaron Rodgers could walk away right now and say the hell with it, and there's nothing no one could say. But also, he's a competitor. And this is an individual who thrives on people counting him out. Remember after the Packers moved up in the draft and they selected Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers the next season went out and won NFL MVP. That's all he did. He just went out there and won NFL MVP. So this is a guy who thrives off of being counted out. And when people are ready to say that he doesn't have it anymore, I could see Aaron Rodgers possibly coming back to prove that he still is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL and can still play at a high level. So If you ask the question, do you believe Aaron Rodgers will bounce back and play again? I don't know. I don't know. Because, again, his feelings vary day to day, but also he's a competitor. And so we'll see how the rehab process goes for him. But when it comes to the Jets overall, let me be very, very clear. The New York Jets season is over. They beat the Buffalo Bills, and they had a tremendous, tremendous performance in the Monday night matchup against the Bills. Overcame a 13-3 deficit, forced Josh Allen into 4 turnovers. It was a great, great, resilient performance for the New York Jets Monday night against the Buffalo Bills. And they are in first place right now in the AFC East. It will probably be the last time the rest of the year where the Jets are in first place in the AFC East. It's over. They are not making the playoffs, let alone winning the division with Zach Wilson as their quarterback. Let me give you some statistics about Zach Wilson. In the first 3 years of his career, first 3 years, this is his third year. This is the first 2 years of his career. First year as the starting quarterback for the New York Jets, Zach Wilson was dead last in completion percentage and passer rating. In 2022, last year, he was also dead last in completion percentage and passer rating. So this notion that the New York Jets are going to be a playoff team and can compete in the AFC with Zach Wilson is nonsense. It's nonsense. But, well, you know what else is nonsense? People are out there talking about how, well, maybe the Jets should go and make a move for Carson Wentz or Cam Newton or Matt Ryan. That would be a waste of time as well. Because Carson Wentz also is not the kind of quarterback who's going to increase your win totals from 7 to 10 or 11 wins this season. Carson Wentz is not very good. He's average, but if Zach Wilson, I don't even think he can do this, but if he plays to his ceiling, maybe he can be average, and the Jets can go 8-9. Maybe. That's when you get the most out of Zach Wilson, if the Jets go 8-9, because they have an elite defense. That Jets defense is elite. Sauce Gardner in the secondary, Quinn Williams up front, one of the best D tackles that we have in the NFL. That Jets defense, make no mistake about it, is elite. They definitely are the real deal. Whitehead had 3 interceptions in the Monday night game against the Bills. So that Jets defense is the real deal. But at the end of the day, Zach Wilson is your quarterback. And then if you like these other guys like Carson Wentz, Cam Newton, Matt Ryan, it's over. These guys are not going to lead the Jets to the playoffs in the tough AFC. You look at the AFC East alone. The Miami Dolphins have an explosive offense with Tua, with Tyreek Hill, with Jalen Waddle. The Buffalo Bills, even though they lost to the Jets on Monday, they still got Josh Allen. They still got Stephon Diggs. Okay? In the AFC North has the Browns with Deshaun Watson, the Bengals with Joe Burrow, the Ravens got Lamar Jackson. In the AFC South, it's Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. In the West, it's Mahomes and the Chiefs. It's Herbert and the Chargers. Hell, maybe even Russell Wilson and the Broncos can have a good season. It's the AFC is loaded. If the Jets were in the NFC, they might have a chance to make the playoffs with that elite defense and average quarterback play from Zach Wilson. But not in the AFC this year. No way. Are you trying to make me cry? Scott, I'm sorry. I'm just keeping it real. The Jets season is officially over. It's over. It's over. You got to accept it, and you got to move on. And it's terrible because I feel bad for Jets fans. I feel bad for Jets fans. This was the first time since they had Vinny Testaverde where they felt like they were legit contenders in the AFC. I can't lie to you, Scott. I got to call it like it is. But, yeah, I think the Jets season is over, but they will compete. And that defense will win them a few games. I say with Zach Wilson, if Zach Wilson plays all 16 remaining games. I say the Jets go 6-11. 6-11, I would say the Jets will go this year. I just can't see them competing in the tough AFC. It's going to be tough.